Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. We're picking up on a space station, and a couple of things have happened. So first of all, I've already traded out my old ship for the pre-order bonus ship, mostly to get it to stop asking me to do so in the lower right-hand corner all the time. That's it right there. There's a reason that we don't have a better view of it though, and that's because we're standing on top of this ship right now. We're doing so because I intend to buy this ship, and if you jetpack up on top of it, it won't fly away, because thankfully Prospector Parental here is kind enough to, not splat me against the shielding for the space station. So we are going to do this. I want to point out something before we do. So, from what I've been able to tell after watching ships dock and undock for a while now, the Prospector is effectively kind of like a class. It always has this model of ship. There is some procedural randomization as far as wing fins and stuff like that, but the base core components of the ship remain the same for the Prospectors every time. And additionally, anytime, and it looks like that as it pans out from it, I think that looks pretty cool. I'm totally down with that. Additionally, the Prospector always pays more for shielding sheets, zinc, chrysonite, gravitino balls, etc. So there's sort of like a distinct category of them, and there's a bunch of different Gek. I would say at least half a dozen. I want to say more like 8 to 10, but some of them seem really rare that come and go. But every Prospector that comes in always wants those things, always flies a ship that looks something like this. And that's kind of an interesting revelation to have as far as how this works out. Now, the Prospector ship that is soon to be our ship, let's take a look at it. It's got 25 slots. It costs 1.8 million units, which we definitely have now after selling our windfall from the last planet. I like... it's hard to find ships with really continuous slot layouts, where they all touch. So I like that this one has pulse engines and hyperdrive off on their own, because I'm not gonna, as far as I know, I don't need to really attach any modules to those that are going to be getting any kind of synergy. Likewise, he's got beam impact, coolant sigma, and beam impact over here. So sigma and tau. I like the beam stuff. I might actually even get rid of the accelerated fire sigma and put another beam thing joining these, just to get a little bit more synergy. I wonder, do I have to connect it to the phase beam for that to work? I actually don't know. Doesn't seem like that would be the case, because there's it's all off in the corner here. There's no way to get to most of the stuff on the top row. I could be wrong though, and maybe there is no way to synergize with all that. If we compare the two ships, obviously his is way better than ours. What we want to do here, we'd want to break down anything, but we don't have anything to break down because I just traded out my old ship. I broke down all the stuff on it before getting rid of it, I assure you. And then we'll just transfer everything. Once we've transferred everything to our new ship, we'll then be able to accept. And now, that's interesting, it moved over there. Now, instead of this being the Prospector ship, it is our Efucular. Oh, that's the greatest name. Efucular. Alright. And then is this our old ship? Yeah, definitely interact. Okay. Abandoned starship. Interesting. So he didn't... It wasn't a trade, right? Because, ships don't get cheaper the better our ship is. So it wasn't a trade. We just left ours there. Okay. That is pretty cool. Now, one downside to buying a new ship is going to be that it doesn't have its pulse engines, hyperdrive, launch thrusters, any of that stuff charged. So we're going to want to do that basically right away. I do have 2 warp cells just basically waiting, launch thrusters, and pulse engines. Awesome. So now we've got everything good to go there. Let's also maybe like move some of this stuff. Now, it's not giving... There isn't like a... For instance, in the multi-tool, you see how there's the green outline around these? There's nothing like that here, but then again, there's not any two that are right next to each other. I'll tell you what, we're going to dismantle this into its component parts and then install a phase coolant, laser beam cooldown. That might not be bad. We've also got impact theta +4. That's probably the best, but it needs Omegan, which is an element I've never even seen before, and 3 vortex cubes, which I've only seen to buy. Phase coolant is maybe sounding like the more likely scenario, and that's all the technologies that we really know how to make. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and put a coolant here, and we'll at least find out. Okay, they do then immediately get that synergy bonus. So what I might want to try doing is getting 2 more to put right here and here, so that we could get like a big synergy bonus from all those. That should really upgrade our phase beam and give us something that hits pretty hard. We did just get 9 more slots, so I'm not extremely concerned about using some of them for some like phase beam upgrade stuff. In maybe even a perfect world, we might end up putting a deflection enhancement type thing. It does just need iridium like right there, but we wouldn't be able to get back a beam impact sigma. I don't know how to make that. Beam impact theta, although maybe that's better. If we use that though, we only really know 1 more. Okay. I don't know, I might deconstruct this, put the impact here. That's the thing that needs Omegan. So, it's probably not happening then. Huh, increased maneuverability. I wonder how useful that really is when pulsing. We'd be able to make deflection enhancement pretty easily with some iridium and some carite sheets. I was kind of thinking about like trying to get it near our deflector, but maybe that won't matter so much. It would require us to dismantle something anyway. Alright, we've got a Gek trader in here. You'll also notice that those kind of distinct classes, I'm going to refer to them as, of different pilots. Well, we know the word for Gek. That's certainly for sure. We don't know what he's asking for. Trader pecks at an element it carries. It breaks the unknown substance into pieces, then swallows each whole. There's a deep gurgle, and the trader emits a gas packet that smells delightful. The creature wipes its empty hands and beams at me with pleasure. I don't know what it wanted. I'm gonna try the oxide. Oh, he's overjoyed and pecks happily at my gift. Thanks me with its own generous offering. What? Aeration Membrane Sigma. Aquatic respiration aid. User is able to swim underwater for extended periods. That is... I didn't even conceive that existed in the game. That is so cool. Underwater breathing apparatus thing. Oh, man. Every time I find something like that just sort of blows my mind, that I didn't even think that, you know, that dimension of gameplay existed. That is so cool. And I've met 15 aliens now. The traders don't count. I've talked to like 1,000 of those guys just looking at their ships. 1,000's probably hyperbole, by the way. I don't know that I really had much that I would want to sell. I guess we do have some trade commodities. We've got some platinum. Never mind, I have a lot of stuff that I needed to sell. Nickel and gold and copper. I'll hold on to the iron. And we've got more emerald as well. We'll hold on to the zinc, even though he really wants it. Actually, titanium's not bad. And then on our starship, I'm gonna hold on to the aluminum. I've got a few recipes that call for it, and I don't see it enough. Platinum, though. That's very valuable. Iridium, plutonium. Hold on to everything else. Alright, and I would say now we just need to bounce over to... I've gone the wrong way, haven't I? We need to bounce over to the other side of the space station. So this is a new station. I ended up leaving where I was, coming to the next planet, because those sort of classes that exist, they're different for every race, and every race has like half a dozen different ship types. Now, I've seen 3 different species so far, but I went a really long time never encountering anything but Korvax. And then now, already? Or am I fully upgraded? No? Maybe I did come in here? I'm sorry, guys. I might have come in here right when I landed and just not thought about it. I've seen 3 species so far. Now, before I saw the Gek or the Vy'keen, I had heard of them because there were... Oh, that is so cool. Alright. Not only... Let me get into space so I can look around a little bit better. Not only does the inside of my ship look like the outside of my ship, you know, the color, that kind of thing, but it's also like my HUD is different in this ship than it was in the other. You have photon cannons up there, phase beam, it's showing me the nearest scan. I think that's fuel? I don't know. We've also got a shield readout. Oh, that's so neat. I really like that. I really like that a lot. So anyway, as far as I can tell, there are 3 species so far. I don't have any evidence to suggest there are more than 3 species. Although, iridium. Have I seen iridium before at all? Although I don't have anything to suggest that, like, there are or there aren't, basically. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming right now that there are just 3 species. What's the view for this? When I slow way down, like, man, I get in there. Oh, it's as I start shooting that it zooms in like that. Okay. It's different than it was on my other ship. Like, it behaves differently. That's really neat. So I'm basically assuming right now that there are just 3 species, which puts us at about 18 different types of ships. You know, as I said, they get some procedural generation as far as the cosmetics, but the like core of the ship design remains pretty much the same. I am shooting all this iridium. I don't really know why. I thought I also got aluminum from something. These both seem... Nope, this is aluminum. Okay. If I could get 50 more aluminum... Oh, my cannons are running real low. If I could get 50 more aluminum, I can do a cool thing. So I kind of want to do a cool thing. So I'm noticing my photon cannon is at 0 right now, and that doesn't appear to matter at all. I'm not sure if I'm doing like, this is not nickel. I might be doing like severely reduced damage or something of that nature, but when all you're doing is shooting rocks, it doesn't actually seem to matter. Alright, now that is a trading post. That's going to get some it's going to take some getting used to for me to open up this inventory screen and like immediately notice what is and isn't going to have stuff in it. Basically, like everything above here is just a permanent fixture of my ship. Okay. So what I wanted to do in the multi-tool, I got rid of the wide shot adapter after so much time seeking it out. I didn't really like it much. I think I've got... Okay. I can get a rail shot adapter for 50 copper. And I think I also want to reapply the Ricochet Sigma at some point. That was really fun. I might also consider... There's a short burst adapter plus 5. Looks like maybe it gives me, like, burst fire. Okay. So... Copper. We want to look for copper on our next planet. Duly noted. Otherwise... Looks like there's I'm getting the hang of the HUD there, although I've still got a ways to go. Let's go with that. Man, there actually is like quite a bit of stuff out here if I just sort of like flew around mining. Yeah. A distress beacon, probably not gonna mess with you, honestly. I think I want, more than anything, I think I just want to warp. I didn't spend very much time actually exploring the planets there, but I'm only one jump away from our waypoint, and I really do want to see the next Atlas interface. So we're going to go ahead and jump onto that. I understand there are probably going to be some people upset that like they've missed the last couple of planetary systems that I've warped to. Basically right now, I've just been playing the game as videos are rendering, so it's been I can't really record right now. I would just be twiddling my thumbs. So I've just been playing while that's been going on. I don't think anything monumental has really happened, and I'm certainly going to want to show you guys like the highlights, but we'll probably skip over some of the stuff in between sometimes. Whoa. Right, there's a space station and another Atlas interface. I'm assuming visit 2. Nope, we'll warp 12 times. Okay. One thing I have noticed that I'm sure we'll see again before too long, but the I don't know how to explain it. So the anomalies, first of all, with Polo and Nada, definitely a priest name that I can't remember now, but it appears to be like there's some plot elements being revealed there, and we've seen that that's been recorded. There's also some like story elements going on with the abandoned structures that we found. At least the first one was definitely recorded. I think I might even have found 2 so far on camera, and then 1 recently off camera. Okay, these are going to teach me a bunch of words, and that's good. And it seems to be telling a story of cosmic horror, basically, that something terrifying happened, and that's why those abandoned stations are sort of overrun with a very almost Zerg-like alien tissue thing happening. That appears to be pulsing. Okay. I don't entirely understand how these work. Like, they don't all give me something. I don't know if it's some of them do and some of them don't, or if it's every so many of them do, and so that I should just be running around collecting them all. I mean, I'm going to be running around collecting them all, I feel like. Work for research. Okay, 3 more over here, and then I think there's 1, like, on the path. Yeah, so, like, we didn't get any from those 3, and I don't really know why. Oh. The word for failure. Like, we didn't get any from those. Yeah, no, there's failure. Oh, I think we picked up failure from touching that one. Okay. From technology, a health module. Okay. We've gotten a few health modules. I'm sort of understanding now what the different, like, what the purpose of having Sigma and Tau and what's the other kind sometimes? Is it just Sigma and Tau? Or is it just regular Sigma and then Tau? I think the reason for having those is that once you install it, like, you can't keep installing. It's not exactly a blueprint in the sense that you can just make it. So for instance, if I want to install Tau and then also install Sigma, they'll both be used up and I can't install any more of them, but I'll get bonuses from both. And so if we get several health modules, that's like totally fine. So we've got Sigma, Theta, that's what I was trying to remember, and Tau. So we could use all 3 of them on our suit in order to be getting like 3 bonus health. So far, health hasn't seemed like a terribly important attribute. I don't get my shields knocked down all that often. So I'm not too concerned there. But certainly for some of the hazard protection stuff, like if you're on a planet it's cold, having multiple of the cold blueprints seems very helpful. Right, and this is going to be our second Atlas interface. The Nawakzeta Convergence. I don't understand a word of that. Another Atlas interface. How many of these constructs exist in the deep void? How long have they been slumbering, waiting for a traveler? Have they been waiting for me? Am I somehow chosen? I sense the creators of this reality. They emulate everything. The Gek and the Vy'keen, the Korvax and the Sentinels. Every world that turns and form that lives. The ghost of them lingers and drives me on. There's so much I can learn from them. Refuse or consent. Milestone Juno or above. I'm assuming I've hit it because it's like it's lit up. It's not like a grayed out selection, but I don't really know what Milestone Juno is. I take the gift of knowledge, certain in my decision. All doubts are silenced. And another Atlas Stone. Okay, so it doesn't seem... I think the milestones are kind of keeping you from being able to, like, beeline for these things. You do have to stop at planets to get those things. And I've seen that already with the Trader Polo guy. He often rewards me based on me having like a milestone high enough to get that reward. Okay. Now, I'm curious. I think I'm getting these waypoints from like there's like an astronomical lab thing on planets sometimes. That's my working theory anyway. If I pop back into my map, it's going to reveal
orbital station coordinates received.
An anomaly detected. Interesting. Another Atlas interface. 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps away. That's not bad. I think I'm going to make my way towards it. And I know, at least right now, I'm getting a little off of the, quote-unquote, the Atlas path. But I think what I want to do is a transmission tower there, space station there, and then that's the Atlas station right next to us. Okay. Man, there's a bunch of crystals out here, too. What I think I want to do is exhaust all of the checkpoints, find an anomaly, have the anomaly send me to a black hole, and then once I've gone through the black hole, get another anomaly to send me back towards the Atlas path. I hope that made sense to everybody. I also don't entirely know what these, like, Atlas stones are doing for me yet. Huh. Do I need anything in this system? I seem pretty... Like, my hyperdrive is at 20%. I'm going to be able to make one more jump, and then I'm going to... Oh, but I just got 2 more warp cells. Never mind. Let me just recharge both of those. And then... Only 4 jumps away. I tell you what. I'm gonna back out of that. Oh, that's not good. I'd really prefer not to get into a hostile ship situation right now. Let's make our way towards the transmission tower instead. Yeah, that'll work. And then what I'm thinking is we'll do this. We'll do the... oh man, that was farther away than I thought. Okay, I think if I'm right here, I think pulse engineering, like at the icon, will cause you to fly at it and then turn like so, so that you don't fly past the planet. That's actually, there's like a giant quality of life change there. So that's pretty great. We're gonna want to fly a little bit over. It didn't quite get us there. And then we'll just do a nosedive into it. I was gonna say, I think we'll explore the transmission tower, and then once we've got it out of the way, that'll probably do it for this episode, and then I might pick up a little bit further along my journey. Like, if I can get warped to the next waypoint, I might pick up with you guys there. Show that. If I could just get like all of the waypoints gone, so that I could get pointed towards a black hole then, or counter the next anomaly, I guess, to get pointed towards a black hole. What are you going to be? Transmission tower. Is this the kind of thing where it's like just going to show me something else, like elsewhere on the planet? It's kind of a cool looking planet. Low security, flora high, fauna is lacking. This is a really cool looking plant. I like this a lot. It it looks like it's made out of Laffy Taffy to me. That like I could pull on it and it would stretch and taste delicious. Wow, this is, man, this is exactly what I want when I think like alien world. That it's some crazy thing covered in alien plant life everywhere. That is so neat. Okay, what are you? You're a transmission tower, right? Another Korvax.
Radiation protection.
An
Stabilizing.
engineer. Korvax Convergence something something traveler. The lights of the electronic life forms mass constrict and it beams a moving image onto the inside of my visor. Complex equations detailing fascinating technologies spin past in a blur. The speed of the entity's cognition and understanding is clearly far beyond my own. Images of chemical formula, directional energy diagrams, and micro-density devices dance inches from my eyes, too fast to comprehend. I go to ask it to stop, but realize I could instead ask it to pause. But when? Oh man, I don't know what any of these would do. I'm assuming we're asking for a specific kind of blueprint. Chemical formulas, directed energy diagrams, micro-density devices. I like the idea of micro-density devices. An exosuit technology blueprint. Coolant network. User is guarded from extreme heat. Love it. Alright. I'm totally okay with that choice. Homing grenade. Oh, that actually could be kind of cool. I do have a homing shot multi-tool upgrade that I wouldn't mind doing. And I need copper, right? Is that what was required for the railgun?
Life support power.
I didn't actually hit the thing. I'll hit the thing when I come back. That'll be fine. Copper and a point of interest, little question mark guy, are both over here. So let's check this out. I've also noticed, you know, in traveling to more systems recently, once you get the Atlas Pass V1, that is really when you enter kind of a new age of inventory stuff not bothering you anymore, because literally every station you go to is going to give you an upgrade. You kind of feel like you can just stop worrying about it. You're getting upgrades every handful of planets, every handful of planets at that point, and it really starts to feel like very good. I'm a little low on energy. Well, let's see if I can't get enough copper out of 16% mining beam to grab that railgun upgrade, and then I'll start looking around for a little bit of plutonium on the ground. What do I need here? Rail shot. Oh, I need 21 more aluminum now. Did I sell the aluminum? Am I dumb? I feel like I'm dumb. I thought I had the aluminum and I needed the copper, and I might have sold. And I don't think I ever see aluminum on planets, or it's been very rare that I've seen aluminum on planets. One of the two. It's probably going to be more copper up there. Yeah, I would imagine so. So yeah, eventually, like, you feel like you have entered kind of a new age of exploration. Once you got the Atlas Pass, you start getting all these inventory upgrades all the time. I do kind of wonder if the same thing isn't going to happen once you get the V2 or the V3 version, where what is behind, you know, door number 2 in each of those space stations, where you're just going to be getting some kind of regular upgrade that's really going to make you feel like you're taking off. Okay, beam intensifier, iridium. I guess I should also, with my newfound inventory space, I guess I should stop selling everything all the time, because I keep finding blueprints now that like need some of the resources that I don't see very often. It seems like maybe stuff like platinum, stuff like emerald is safe to sell, is designed just to be kind of a monetary reward. Or maybe there are recipes that require it too, and I just haven't really seen those. Certainly the trade commodities seem safe. That's their intended purpose, is just to be traded away. Although, I say that, I've got one upgrade. Homing shot adapter. It needs 5 aquaspheres. I've seen people sell aquaspheres, like 1 aquasphere. It's kind of like the Korvax cube sort of thing. They're about that rare, and that's really the only times I've seen them. In the description, it mentions that they can sometimes be found underwater, or deep underwater, maybe. But I've yet to encounter any, like, on a planet. Speaking of... I think this might have been fauna was sparse, right? Is there any way for me to bring that screen back up quickly? No. Only recently discovered that I can call the HUD back up by pressing the left arrow on the directional pad. Will cause like my shields and the temperature and all that to pop back up, which can be very nice. Well, speaking of underwater curiosities, about a minute away from this. Oh, the water is radioactive. Oh, well, the planet is radioactive, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the water is also radioactive, just maybe a little bit more so. This is a crazy undersea adventure thing going on here. I tell you what, let me get out of the water. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell where the surface is going to be. Maybe? There we go. Like I said, sometimes it can be a little hard to tell where the surface is going to be. What I'd like to do is jet up above the surface, get my oxygen stuff up, and then use the gravity to sort of propel myself down, as you just saw. Cargo drop, oxide, jettison pod, lightning dagger, and wastes. Alright then. Fair enough. Now, can we make it to the surface? We definitely did a bit of a deep dive here. I'm waiting for... If I find a planet that's just like water everywhere and not a drop to drink, that's not radioactive or toxic, right? That the danger is just that it's water. I think that would be the time for that respirator to come in, like, worth its weight in gold, and end up equipping it. For right now, I feel like if we put the respirator on, then radiation is going to become our next problem.
Extreme radiation detected.
Okay, toxicities, yeah, the toxicities goes up. The rads go up. Yeah. No, water's just not safe enough. I like that one, the planet that we encountered that was super hot, but then the water was tolerable. Like you could go underwater and cool off enough that it was survivable. And like the planet itself, the land was sort of barren, but there was life under the sea. That had a very cool sort of evolving story feel to it. The ecosystem there made a lot of sense. Even if it was just random, it made a lot of sense. Alright, now this is where we started, and when I just ignored this. Okay. Nice. I also need to use a power canister first, because it has, like, no other purpose. And then a little bit of stuff there. Okay. I still need aluminum to do the rail gun. And I kind of want to see what, like, rail gun ricochet looks like. Because I think that would be really neat. This is interesting. So the ship being disconnected got kind of an airlock here. Do you think I have to like crawl back through this in order to access my ship's cargo? Is this a door also? You know, like does this swing open? It looks like it might. I don't know. Just some of the questions that I have. Tell you what. Do we have? We don't have much. I tell you what, I think I am going to bid a fond farewell to this planetary body, and furthermore to this solar system, and instead, I can't quite do it yet, instead start getting a move on towards the next step to our waypoints getting completed. And then I may end up picking up with you guys once I have made like 3 more jumps and am ready to head just to that next Atlas interface and find out what more I can about the world that's been constructed around here. Alright. I'll tell you what, while we're going through our psychedelic warp, I'll wrap up this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, feel free to subscribe. There's lots more on the channel. Leave a like or a comment if you've got anything to say about this or any of my other videos, and I will catch you guys next time.